Hey, Kevin here, top 1 financial advisor and best-selling author, and we are here to talk about the stock market. One of y'all then slid in my DMs and asked me about low market cap companies. What is low market cap? Market capitalization. I say it like that because sometimes I just jumble the words together and it just comes out, so it is what it is. However, what is low market cap? Why do you get a warning or a volatility warning in some apps, Public being one of them, that says, hey, before you invest in this, you might want to know X, Y, and Z. So I'm going to use one company as just kind of a case study, just going to give you an example. So we're going to talk about Sundial Growers, SNDL. That is a low market cap, high volatility company that is in like the marijuana space. I am not investing in it because I don't do low market cap. I'll tell you why in just a few minutes. But low market cap means that you're taking the current share price times the shares outstanding. A good example of this was Tesla. When they hit that $1 trillion value not too long ago, it was the share price, which was like 1,300 or whatever it was at that point in time, times the shares, and that made it a $1 trillion company. You have these high mega cap stocks or blue chip stocks, which is these are the ones that we know of. Apple, it was Apple, Amazon, Tesla, and Facebook at one point. I think I said Microsoft. Maybe I said it twice. Anyway, those are the ones who have ever hit that $1 trillion market cap. But then you've got companies on a completely opposite end of the spectrum, like Sundial, that are really cheap and could be generally manipulated. That is a problem when we talk about low market cap companies. When I say manipulated, I'm think of it like this. Elon Musk, right, when he said on Twitter 2 weeks ago, should I sell my stock, and then end up selling $6 billion or whatever, or $5 billion or whatever it was at that point in time, the company immediately tanked a little bit. However, for that one person, right, to tank the stock, you could call it manipulation or whatever, but he has millions of shares. Elon Musk has millions of shares. And he is a multi-billionaire, the richest person in the world. But he has to have billions of dollars to affect the company of Tesla, the shares of Tesla. Okay, makes sense. But for something like a Sundial, for $5,000, I can get like 70,000 shares. That means that smaller people can manipulate or impact a penny stock, which is basically what this is, $5 or less. You can also do this with cryptocurrencies, which means it can be very dangerous. So someone that doesn't have billions can really outweigh companies like this. And when you have people who get together and make a meme out of it, they can ride this company up, make more people think about it, and then when they sell, they leave everybody else kind of hanging around. Which this is where you get pump and dump from. Pump and dump schemes, I've talked about this before, but it's basically you buy something really cheap, you talk about it, you get it up to a certain level, and then because you got in really cheap at 73 cents, you sell it when it gets to, I don't know, $2. You sell it when it gets to $2.50, and boom, you're out, and then everybody else is left holding the bag, which is where you get bag holder, the term bag holder from. That's basically what the concern is and why that can be relatively dangerous. Some people play the penny stock game and get out, and it's fine. Others don't. So looking at Sundial, just to give you a quick example, I'll pull up my phone, I'll try and add a screenshot here, just to give you a sense. So right now, 73 cents. At one point this year, it was as high as $2.38. So if you had got it around this time last year and you sold in February, let's say February 9th, or February 10th, you actually would have made more than 1,000%. You've picked it up at 65 cents or so, and then sold at about $2.95, $1,000 profit. Boom, that's great, right? Here's the thing, just like Shiba Inu, just like Dogecoin before it, just like Kodak before that, like these things always cycle out. Once it gets to $2.50, you're thinking, other people, you're thinking, oh, well, if it got to $2.50, it'll definitely go to $5. It'll definitely go to $10 because new administration, government, changing rules. This state is legalizing cannabis, marijuana, whatever. So I'm going to buy it at $2.50, and then it crashes, and it's been crashing all since February. And now it's down to 73 cents. And this is how people get burned. The same way people get burned with Shiba Inu, the same people that get burned with Dogecoin, and the list goes on. And now people are just waiting until one day, hopefully, for whatever reason, maybe somebody will talk about this company again, talk about this cryptocurrency again, so it goes right back to where it was so that I can get out of it. That is the worry about market capitalization. That is the worry about low cap companies, because it's very, very easy to manipulate and get people to buy into stuff. Now you might be thinking, well, if Elon did it, isn't that, isn't this evening the playing field, so on and so forth? First off, I don't like Elon. So I would argue that, what he did should be investigated or whatever. He was investigated at one point for doing something similar to this, I think in 2018, if I'm not mistaken. But he has been investigated by the SEC, which I think is fair. You shouldn't be able to say, well, I think I'm going to sell this, and then other investors get hurt by your tweet. That ain't right. But also, when you have, there may only be 3 or 4 people in the world that even have ties to their companies to even pull off this. So the risk is smaller because I'm only looking at 3 people. However, when it comes to the penny stock game, you got a whole bunch of people together that can do this. That makes it more difficult, but also really, really dangerous at the same time. I can just not invest in Tesla and be fine. I can also just not invest in a lot of these penny stocks and also be fine. So there's that, right? You can avoid both companies in the same way. I'm not advising you to do either. I still like Tesla as a company, and hopefully he gets his act right, and I'll be fine with the shares that I do own in Tesla. However, these types of stocks, low cap, tend to be a little more dangerous because they can do this very quickly. Example is, again, for a few months I just mentioned, you could have made 1,000%, and then it fell off the map. Tesla doesn't make 1,000% in a year, right? That's not normal. The stock market as a whole only makes, or historically rather, makes 7 to 10% on average. To make 1,000% in a few months is ridiculous. To make 50% in a day is ridiculous. It is really, really rare and not normal. And again, is usually a hint to, hey, this ain't gonna last long. And that's where you get a lot of this panic. That's where you get a lot of these meme coins. Where you get a lot of these random hashtags. Like if I had to have a hashtag for my stock, not for what I'm doing, like dollar cost averaging or swing trading or something like that, not for that, but for the stock itself, that tells you a little bit about something. There's a community behind it that is not just learning about investing, but like we are specifically dedicated to buying and holding this particular asset. That is something to be concerned about, because again, what are the motivations for it? Is the motivations to promote this and get other people to buy it up, so when it gets to a certain mark, we all sell and everybody else is left over? Again, that could be an issue, right? I'm just throwing it out there. So that's what low market capitalization is. That is the concern about it, and it's usually was always why I avoid low cap companies. If it's $5 or less, I'm automatically throwing it off. I generally don't cover those companies because I know they're trash. If it starts to become something and really has a good case for the continued growth, then I'll talk about it then. But until then, I'm not. That's just not what I do. Because they are risky, they could end up vanishing altogether, and usually don't have the right pieces in place. When I mean pieces in place, why are we investing in it? Why is the company supposed to grow? What is this path moving forward? So on and so forth. Like there's a reason. Like you can buy shares of Sears. I want you to go look up the share price of Sears right now, because I'm not buying it, right? Like there's a reason why I said that after doing research. Macy's, a little risky, but it could make sense. The reason why I said Dillard's surprised me, could make sense. The reason why we said Dick's, Target. All these things make sense. It's the reason why I didn't say anything about Sears, because Sears is absolutely garbage in terms of the business, where the business is, and then the stock price, and it's just not really making sense, and it's really easily manipulated, and that's not a place I want to be. It's one thing to be up 400% in a year. That's a lot, but you took an entire year to get there. It's another thing to do it in 2 days, another thing to do it in 2 months. That's where the concern comes from. That tells me that this could be manipulated. It could be a meme coin, and that's not something I can properly evaluate. Because a lot of people, again, we've talked about this before, is when should I buy, when should I sell, when should I get out of it? If it's a meme, I can't tell you that because there's no logic supporting it. We don't know, right? I can tell you that after retail season, depending on when you got in, you might want to get out, because that's it. This is going to be the best retail season we have probably seen in quite a while. After that's over, come January, February-ish, I probably wouldn't be holding. Now, I'm going to do some more research and give you a more definitive answer in a separate video. But that makes sense, right? I can't tell you that Sundial Growers is a place for you to be and it's going to shoot up to X price so you get out then, because I don't know of any laws that are out there. I don't know how well the company is doing. It's clearly not doing all that well, but it's only 73 cents. That you get into a space where it's like you're just arguing and just guessing about what other people are doing, and those people are not all that savory. Is that the right word I'm looking for? Maybe it's savory. Y'all know what I'm saying. They may not have the best intentions in mind. Anyway, it's Saturday. It's my time to go watch college football. I didn't give y'all a video on Friday, so I apologize. So I want to make sure I get y'all something so you get 5 videos a week and keep your investing habits intact. All right, so that's it for me. I'll talk to you guys later.